All right, well then welcome everybody. And I will call the meeting to order and ask the clerk to call roll, please.
Dr. Goodwin?
Here.
Mr. Mulligan? Mr. Saldani?
Present.
Mr. Robertson?
Here.
Mr. Hartwig?
Here.
Due to the chair, we have a quorum.
Thanks so much. All right, then I will ask if there's any corrections or additions to the minutes from our last meeting, which was apparently quite a while ago. If anybody has any additions or corrections, please let that be known. If not, I'll accept a motion to approve the consent calendar. I guess actually, do I need to take public comment on the consent calendar? According to my script, I do. So, okay. Is there any comments on the consent calendar? All right. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Move to approve the consent calendar as stated.
Second.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Then we are good to go. We have a approval there. You're kind of low riding a little bit there.
Chair.
We're moved around. You're in a different chair. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Then with the approval of the consent calendar, that'll take us to number 4. I'll open the public hearing. Will all witnesses who intend to testify today please stand and raise your right hand so the board may swear you in. All right. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the matters pending before the hearing board today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much. With that, I will call the matter of Guardian Industries, LLC, docket number C-23-14S, and ask the applicants to come forward and identify yourselves. If you guys take a seat. Mr. Roach, I think you're familiar with this process, but
It's been a while.
it's been a while. It's been a while since we've been here even. It's been a couple months, so.
Morning, everyone. My name is John Roach. I'm the EHS manager with Guardian Industries.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nico Martinez. I'm the hot end manager with Guardian Industries.
Thank you. Yeah, now I'm just confused because you guys are sitting next to each other, and it's really throwing me off here.
I'm the tighter one.
All right, Chris, I assume you're taking things on here for us today.
Yes, I am. Good morning, everybody. My name is Chris Kalash, and I'm an air quality specialist here with the district. Before you this morning is Guardian. They operate a float glass manufacturing facility with a natural gas-fired glass melting furnace. In order to control emissions, the furnace exhaust is routed through an emission control system that includes a dry scrubber, an electrostatic precipitator, and a selective catalytic reduction system. On June 23rd of 2023, Guardian's engineers determined that the facility would need to complete necessary maintenance activities, and that in order to conduct this maintenance, the furnace exhaust stream must bypass the emission control devices. The district's Rule 4354 allows for excess NOx, VOC, CO, SOx, and PM emissions for up to 144 hours per year during maintenance of the emission control devices. Currently, Guardian has 49.4 maintenance hours remaining in 2023. Guardian's facility-wide permit and District Rule 4101 do not allow for excess visible emissions during routine maintenance of emission control devices. Guardian has requested short variance from the applicable requirements of district rules in addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits. The requested variance would be for a consecutive 49.4-hour period to occur sometime between September 1st, 2023 and September 30th, 2023 inclusive. If granted, this variance will allow the continued operation of the glass melting furnace and continued glass production with excess visible emissions, while Guardian shuts down the emission control system in order to perform the maintenance. Guardian's estimated the visible emissions will not exceed 95% opacity during the variance period, as averaged over a 3-minute period in any 1 hour. As you've all heard before in previous presentations, variance protection is necessary because the glass melting furnace, once heated up, operates nonstop for many years in what's known as a campaign. It cannot be shut off without causing significant damage to the furnace. The glass melting furnace takes several days to shut down and several weeks to get back to operational temperature. The district believes required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Guardian be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5. And this concludes the district's presentation.
Thank you. Do you guys have anything to add to Mr. Clash's presentation?
We're hoping this time around we'll have a really good event. One of the things that we're doing differently is we're adding a front diffuser wall with a ceramic coating to help improve the efficiency of the electrostatic precipitator. So that should happen sometime in September. So along with the other large maintenance activities that happen there. So that's kind of what we're hoping is going to have a good result.
I'm actually curious. Will you guys have enough time to perform all that? With
this a lot of time period, yeah, we should have enough time.
Okay. Are there any other questions from the hearing board members here? Oh, Mr. Lundy.
I do have one question, and I don't know if they're all like this, but I just happened to notice on the recommendation section, the first recommendation, the variance shall be effective for a consecutive 49.4 hour period of time. Is that
I noticed that Estella had that in there, and what I'm assuming was the thought behind that was that they do have 49.4 hours remaining, and I think they just were thinking that they might eat most of it or all of it up during that.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought on that. We're looking at, it may be shortly under, or we may be right at it. So, but
I'm not even sure what 0.4 of an hour is. How many minutes is that?
24 minutes.
24 minutes.
Remember watching that clock tick down?
That's why I dropped out of accounting.
Yeah. So we're going to be we'll be keeping an eye on it. A lot of the hours are eaten up by cooling down the electrostatic precipitator, not the safe manner.
And
so with the addition of the ceramic diffuser, do you expect it to take longer than usual?
For this maintenance event, I don't think so. When we've really gone in and done our final maintenance event, it usually takes around this time.
What's the typical time period to do the maintenance?
Maybe 40, 45 hours.
Okay.
Imagine. It just depends on what we're going to be doing. Typically on our last maintenance event, we want to really go in and do a deep cleaning and inspection, repair a lot of the insides of the electrostatic precipitator. So, but with the installation of the ceramic diffuser wall, we got to really take out the old one, lift out the old one, or however we're going to do that. There's a couple of methods we can do that, but basically take out the old one, put in a new one. That's going to be the bulk of the time.
How many times have you done this so far this year? Because I saw that we gave you a variance back in April. Is this the third variance you're looking at this year?
Well, the other ones were, we did have a couple of breakdowns, but I believe this may be the second one.
Yeah, we had an emergency. I think.
Yeah, we had an emergency one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is the second one. This is the third. This should be the third one.
Okay. And is your production rate through the plant fairly steady?
Yes. Well, you can answer that one.
Yeah, I'll address that. At the moment, it is steady. The furnace is designed for a certain, as we call, pull rates. We produce so many tons per day. Our nominal design is 685 tons per day. With the current market conditions, we're more in the 470 to 500 tons per day. So in any given 24-hour period, we do have a steady state production, but it does fluctuate a few tons every few minutes, 10 minutes, and that's part of our quality check process. So currently we're in the 500 tons realm. If we were at a better market condition or full pull, we would be closer to that 685.
So with a relatively steady production rate, you can forecast pretty well when these EPs need to be cleaned.
Generally speaking, yes. We monitor the data flow from the emissions control system. We monitor voltage and currents, and we are attempting to get better at mass balancing. Theoretically speaking, if we know input of gas and air, we can do the mass balance calculations and understand how much emissions particulate dust is being generated and understand if we are being as efficient as we think we are. So we are in the process of trying to understand all of that data much better. And this diffuser plate will help us prolong the time in between variance events.
Okay.
This might be kind of a dumb question, so forgive me.
I give you a dumb answer.
Perfect. Actually, so I think I overheard Clay say something about that you guys do most of the stuff, or most of the we try to do it in the summer, and I'm assuming there's probably air quality reasons why we do that. But I'm curious, does it take longer for, you mentioned that, and how long does it take to cool down, things? But in the summer, if it's 110 degrees or whatever it is, does it actually take longer to cool stuff down, or is it?
That kind of depends, right? The most we try and start cooling down at night, right? When there's
it's all pretty relative. And when we're talking in terms of 1,000 degrees inside the system, when we're cooling to 100 degrees,
right?
100 degrees outside doesn't matter too much.
70 versus 100 is
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So as John said, we really target the process of going into bypass in like an early or mid afternoon, and that way everything is opened and using the night cooler air to help cool it down faster. So that way when we come back in the next morning, we're able to actually enter the system and start progressing with the work.
Okay.
I just wanted to ask a question about using the ceramics. How does that increase your efficiency?
So if you can imagine, we have our waste gas stream coming into the big electrostatic precipitator, and there's this wall, this diffuser plate wall that has a lot of holes in it for the gas to go through and disperse out. The actual dust particulate that is in the waste stream will stick to that diffuser plate. So if the belief is that if we have the ceramic coating, it will have less dust sticking to it and be able to disperse more inside the electrostatic precipitator. Think of it similar as a smoker, tobacco smoker in your lungs. The more you smoke, the more you get your tobacco buildup and the less your lungs are able to breathe. So we are adding a coating to the plate to hopefully have less tobacco buildup on the plate.
Like a nonstick pan.
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that analogy.
And how often would that ceramic crack?
It's a very thin coating, so it's actually a metal plate with a ceramic application on it. If you think similar to solar panels, where it's a glass substrate with some kind of thin film coating on it, similar application. So there really is no cracking. It would be over time the ceramic is
worn down.
Yeah. And we would need to either reapply or just completely reinstall a new plate with the ceramic coating.
Okay, sorry.
You grabbed both my questions, Dr. Coogan. So I got one more though. So the ceramic plate, does it need to be cleaned too? Because it sounded like some of the particulate will.
It will, yeah. Okay. So the idea is that there's going to be less particulate buildup, but over time it will still build up and require a cleaning. So again, that would be our normal bypass clean out events that we do every 3 months or so.
Yeah.
So essentially you're adding more surface area. Some of it will build up on the EP, some of it will build up on this diffuser.
Correct.
Okay. And the diffuser, it also spreads out the exhaust flow to better distribute over the EP?
Yeah, correct. So the idea is the gas flow comes in, hits the diffuser plate, spreads wide to be able to catch all of the electrodes. The more it's spread out to touch more electrodes, the more efficient our scrubbing process is.
So in your cleaning processes, you've been seeing when you go in there kind of areas of concentration,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. You guys currently have a diffuser plate, though, don't you?
Yeah.
So this is just, you're trying to get more of the particulate inside the EP, the field, so you can catch more of the particulate.
Correct. That's the bet.
And just a side question, about how much more is it to get a plate with ceramic on it versus just having a non-ceramic plate?
In terms of cost, I don't have that figure, actually. I would have to talk with our engineering department.
Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? All right. Well, with that, let me ask if there's any member of the public that wishes to be heard on this matter. All right, seeing none. Let's see, do we have any motions supporting this?
I move to approve Guardian Industries LLC's petition for a short variance set forth in docket number C-23-14S with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. Variance shall be effective for a consecutive 49.4-hour period of time to occur between September 1, 2023 and September 30th, 2023 inclusive, or until the maintenance has been completed and the emission control devices are returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first, and shall be subject to conditions on pages 4 to 5 of the staff report.
I second.
Thank you. All those in favor, or I'm sorry, clerk, would you please call the roll?
Right. Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Mr. Saldani,
Aye.
Mr. Robertson,
Yes.
and Mr. Blake.
Yes. All right.
Through the chair, the motion passes.
We'll work off our scripts. All right, thank you so much. You guys are free to go. Thank you, guys. All right. That takes us into item number 5, which is public comments. Is there any member of the public that wishes to address the board about any matter at the meeting? Seeing no members of the public, we can move on then. Item number 6, hearing board member comments. Any comments from our esteemed board here? I'd just like to say they're great questions today, guys. So good work by you guys. 7, new business. We're still back in present, so that's good. That would take us to number 8, which is adjournment. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks.